get this meeting started.
Missing a couple today?
Thank you, everybody. It's our regular scheduled meeting. And we'll do call to order. Councilmember Harold is online with us, I believe. And did anybody hear from Councilmember Cuevas? He's on vacation. Okay.
I am here, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember Harold. And entertain, let's do a pledge of allegiance first. Councilmember Hornby, will you lead us, please?
All stand, please remove your hats. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilmember Hornby. And can we get a motion for Councilmember Cuevas?
Your Honor, I'll make a motion to excuse Councilmember Cuevas from tonight's meeting.
Second?
We have a motion by Councilmember Rhodes-Stevenson and second by Councilmember Atkinson to excuse Councilmember Cuevas. Any comments or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, at this time, we'll have citizen comments, a period for anybody to come up to the mic. You're limited to 3 minutes, and there's a clock over on your right-hand side when you come up. Do we have anybody that would like to come up tonight?
I do.
Come on up, sir. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is David Sanders. My address is 18225 Shakona Lane, Southwest, Rochester, Washington, 98579. I'm sorry, I don't know how, I've never spoken to a council before, so I apologize. I'm not sure how to address all of you, but I'll just say distinguished council. My name is David Sanders, and I am a federal employee directly affected by the mass firing of probationary employees. The following is my personal experience and does not reflect the views of the USDA. I was hired in September 2024 as an IT specialist supporting scientists. While I don't conduct research myself, my job is essential. Maintaining the IT systems that scientists rely on daily. Every experiment, every data point, every breakthrough depends on IT infrastructure. On the night of February 13th, 2025, I received an email telling me that I had been fired for a cause, but the only cause was my probationary status. Not misconduct, not poor performance, just a status label. Because I have a work phone, I received the email immediately. Others didn't find out until they walked in the next morning. Despite the shock, I showed up the next day, turned in my equipment, made sure everything was, made my best to make sure nothing was disrupted. I did that because I'm a professional and I care about the work. Then I went home and reality set in. I filed an appeal for my firing. I applied for unemployment only to be told to wait. I started applying for jobs, fearing that my age being over 40 would be a hindrance. My wife and I had just enough savings to cover the mortgage for 2 months. We had to pause student loan payments and we risked losing our vehicle. These firings weren't about merit. Every probationary employee at my site was terminated. There were no reviews, no process. This wasn't oversight, it was a policy decision that weakened scientific progress and hurt local economies. I've been in government service since 2012, starting as an intern at the VA. I hold a bachelor's degree in IT management, an associate's degree in network design, and multiple industry certifications.
We'll give you 15 more seconds, sir.
To the citizens, organizations, organizations and judges who spoke out and took action, thank you. And to the scientists and staff who stayed behind to keep the public work moving, I owe you my deepest gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saunders. Anybody else like to address the council? Seeing none, we'll go on to our consent items.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda, vouchers, and minutes from previous meetings.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Hornby and second by Councilmember Ewer for City Council to approve the agenda, vouchers, and minutes from previous meetings. Any discussion or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Go on to our presentations. Proclamation, Arbor Day.
Whereas the Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day Committee has distributed trees in north central Washington for over 30 years, and whereas Arbor Day celebrations have provided over 175,000 trees to be planted in our area, and whereas trees, a renewable resource, cools our homes, clear the air, and provide food and shelter for birds and beneficial insects, and whereas planting trees beautifies our community and provides a healthy, happy family activity, and whereas to help celebrate Arbor Day seedlings will be distributed by the Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day Committee. Now therefore, I, Mike Poyer, the Mayor of the City of Wenatchee, hereby proclaim that April 12th, 2025 as Arbor Day in the City of Wenatchee, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our community forestry resources. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the great seal of the City of Wenatchee to be affixed on this 10th day of April, 2025. Mike Poyer, Mayor.
Thank you. Hello, Lyle.
Mayor?
Congratulations. That's great. Thanks for accepting this on behalf. And then also, if you have a few things to say, because it does get recorded, and then it'll go out, if you don't mind talking a little bit about this.
No, I would love to.
Great.
Okay, I'd just like to say that this Saturday, from 10 to 2, in Sector East Wenatchee, where the trees were distributed until 3 o'clock, we have 4 locations. Wenatchee Seniors Activity Center, which is new this year, East Wenatchee City Hall, Eniac Library, and Casimir at Martin Market. And this year we have thin leaf alders, greens mountain ash, red flowering currant, blue elderberry, and purple lilac. Very colorful group. I hope everybody will come out and donate $5 for tickets, or for trees, excuse me, and have a good time.
Thanks, Lyle.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Oh, sure. Lyle, on a photo?
Oh, photos, that's
Yeah.
right. Tammy's here.
All right. Okay. Got it.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
We have one more proclamation.
Your Honor, I have that one. Kiwanis Proclamation. Whereas Kiwanis International is one of the largest service organizations in the world, with more than 430,000 members of all ages, abilities, in more than 80 nations and geographic areas. And whereas the members of the Kiwanis Club of Wenatchee are devoted to improving the world one child and one community at a time by seeking to give primacy to the human and spiritual rather than the material values of life. And whereas, in addition to improving the lives of children in Wenatchee and in communities around the world, Kiwanis Club members promote the development of community leaders, positive role models, intercultural understanding and cooperation, and opportunities for fellowship, personal growth, professional development, and community service. And whereas the first Kiwanis Club started its service in Detroit, Michigan, USA in 1915. And the Kiwanis Club of Wenatchee was formed on April 17, 1925. And whereas the service provided by the Kiwanis Club of Wenatchee will continue to have a positive impact on our community and its citizens. Now, therefore, I, Mike Poyer, Mayor of the City of Wenatchee, do hereby proclaim April 17th, 2025 as Kiwanis International Day, and hereby call upon all citizens of Wenatchee to render support to the members of this organization and to make themselves aware of Kiwanis International. Those members this day are providing meaningful services to our homes, schools, and community. I, witness therefore, I have caused the seal of the City of Wenatchee be affixed on this 10th day of April 2025. Mike Poyer, Mayor.
Do we have anybody here to accept the Kiwanis? If not, we'll get it to them next week. We'll get it to them. Okay, thank you, Councilmember Hornby. All right, we'll go on to our action items. Mr. Erickson.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Dave Erickson, Parks and Recreation Director for the city. I'll introduce you in a minute. So for this agenda item, we're going to ask you to go all the way back 20 years ago to 2005 when we were creating the update for the Parks, Recreation, and Comprehensive Plan. And through that public process, one goal was identified, and that was to create a foundation for Parks and Recreation. And so finally around 2010, we were able to, that goal made it up to the top of the list, and so we were able to go through the process. So what we ended up doing was, through the Arts Rec and Park Commission, Park Board at that time, invited a number of different nonprofits to come to the meeting, find out what was good about their nonprofit, what they did, and if any of those would be a good fit, what the pros and cons were for each one. Through that process, we found that the Sports Foundation actually was very similar to the goals that we were trying to do. Their goals were almost the same. So we worked with them, and then on February 10th of 2011, we actually entered into an agreement between us and the Sports Foundation to work together. They would essentially be bankers for us, be a conduit for funding. And since that time, for the last 14 years, we've been working through that. Some of the projects and programs that they've helped support through their efforts and the donors that provide money to the foundation. Concerts in the park, all that funding runs through the Sports Foundation. The movies in the park, Tardiatus, the Hale Park off-leash area, we had some capital money that went through there. And then also recreation programs scholarships. So initially, we ended up with a couple of grants for $5,000 that went through the Sports Foundation, provided scholarships for kids. And the Masters Swim Club just also, they had money left over from a project that they did, so they donated $800. So now we have additional money in for scholarships for this year. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to the president of the Wenatchee Valley Sports Foundation, Ryan Harmon.
Thanks, Dave. So yeah, Ryan Harmon, you get to see me normally because of my day job. I'm here on behalf of the Sports Foundation tonight, and I wanted to take an opportunity to grandstand and do a little promotion for the foundation. So the crux of what we're doing is we believe in the benefit of sport and recreation for kids, and so we think that there are amazing benefits that you get as a youth, and that can come into play and make you a better community member and make you a solid adult. Through sport, you get the opportunity to meet new people, and this gives you chances to work through adversity as a team, learn how to develop teamwork skills, how do you deal with difficult team members, how do you raise somebody up, how do you become raised up by somebody else. It gives you the opportunity to meet new people that you don't normally interact with, and this gives you a chance to make new friends, experience new cultures, new ways of thinking of things. We also believe that sport builds discipline in our youth. This is going to give you goal setting. This is going to give you things to work towards. How do you do that? How do you track your time? How do you really focus and commit to doing these things? And these, again, speaking to the benefit of all this comes into play when you're a functioning adult, how you're providing back to your community, how you're providing back to your families and your friends. So the goal of the Sports Foundation is to promote health, wellness, and community through these, the benefits kind of listed there. Foster those life skills, build those meaningful connections with your teammates, with your coaches, not only in just those, the season that you're working on, but these can be meaningful connections throughout your life. And ultimately, we want to provide access to the sport and recreation activities so that you can build on all of those life skills. And we do that through the youth scholarship program, like Dave mentioned. So we provide scholarships for youth in the Wenatchee Valley, so Chelan and Douglas counties, to cover registration for youth sports. And currently, that's what we're covering is registration fees, not equipment at this time. But those who qualify for a free or reduced lunch or have other state assistance services, they can qualify for this, and they get up to $150 a year in registration. So this can be applied towards a single registration, or it can be applied to a number of different ones depending on the dollar value there. We see these used for swim lessons regularly, soccer registrations, gymnastics, participation in the Alothea Riding Club has also been participated here. And how do we do this? Obviously fundraising. Like Dave mentioned, we've gotten some donations, which has been great. We also rely on these community events like the Bundle Up Fest kind of shown here. We have great partnership with Together for Youth. They have cover all the operating expenses to host the Bundle Up Fest, which allows us to partner with corporate sponsorships to go directly into the scholarship fund. So we utilize this event, which is hosted by our recreation group, to bring in all of these different youth sport activities or youth recreation activities together so that they can kind of speak to people and promote their organizations, and that ultimately builds into our scholarship fund. So help requested of you, like I mentioned, I wanted to just take a minute to promote this, is to spread the word about the Sports Foundation. Not everybody's aware of it, as an option for participation in sports through the scholarships. Spread the word, though, to anybody who you think this aligns with. Obviously, it takes donations to make these scholarships happen, and providing like a little bit more of a network and awareness of the Sports Foundation would be appreciated. And then sharing our story and community involvement. And so also just promoting sport in general. I think it's an incredible asset we have in the area, and we want to continue utilizing that. Dave already talked to partnership in history, so I'm going to skip over that to the action item. And I want to say thank you for letting me speak today as well.
Thanks, Ryan. And so, so our original agreement expired. It was 14 years long. It's been operating very, very well. Great partnership. And so both the Sports Foundation and our department would like to continue that. And so before you, we have a renewal agreement to keep this partnership going. It was reviewed and recommended for approval by the Arts Rec and Park Commission as well. That can try to answer any questions you might have.
I don't know if it's a question or a comment. Ryan, can you send us like your links to your social media
Yes.
and send it to the
Yeah.
city council?
Absolutely, I will do
Yeah,
that.
that way we can help try to push this out.
And I just want to take a moment to celebrate. Coming from the educational system, I got to see firsthand many students that were struggling to participate. And I think our biggest motto in education is if they're not involved with a sport, they'll get involved with something, and it might not be what we want them to. So thank you for your great work, because I know our schools were very aware of if the child automatically qualified for free and reduced, here's a scholarship that we can tap into. So thank you for your great work.
That's great.
Any other questions?
Ron, I'd just like to make a comment. Sports is very important. They build strong minds, strong bodies, and our children are our future. And sports, they help build great citizens. So this is very important.
Thank you, Councilmember Harold.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion for the City Council to approve the agreement with the Wenatchee Valley Sports Foundation and authorize the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Director to sign the agreement.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Atkinson and second by Councilmember Hornby for City Council to approve the agreement with the Wenatchee Valley Sports Foundation, authorize the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Service Director to sign the agreement. Any other comments or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thanks for, you work here and then afterwards you work more for the community. So thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you.
Seriously. Thank you. I don't see Mr. Kelly. Mr. Wacholder.
Mayor Poirier, council members, good evening. Tom Wacholder, Public Works Director. I'm presenting this on behalf of Aaron. He's on vacation this week. This action item is associated with a long line contract. Every year, the city solicits bids for a long line contractor to come in and paint the center lines, bike lanes, lane delineators, and all the other long lines associated with the city. Our street maintenance crew, they do all the pavement markings in terms of crosswalks and arrows, and so we handle that in-house, but the long lines, we take advantage of contract work. We solicited for bids in March. We received 2 bids, one from Pavement Surface Control and one from Specialized Pavement Marking. The apparent low bidder is Specialized Pavement Marking in the amount of $113,659.54. And if this contract is approved this evening, the work is tentatively scheduled to begin the week of April 21st. That way the work is completed before Apple Blossom festivities. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. One thing to note, that this contract is slightly over budget. However, a budget amendment is not required because we have adequate funds in the street fund to cover this overage.
We do this every year, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
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 Your Honor, I'll make a motion for the city council to award construction contract for the long line striping contract project number SW 25-03 to the apparent low bidder Specialized Pavement Marking LLC and authorize the city administrator to sign contract documents.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Hornby and second by Councilmember Rosestein for City Council to award the construction contract for the long line striping contract project number SW 25-03 to the parent low bidder Specialized Pavement Markings LLC and authorize the city administrator to sign the contract documents. Any other discussion or comments?
Just curious why it says apparent low bidder.
Oh, really good question. So when we initially opened the bids, we just double checked that all the contract documents are in order. However, to formally award the contract, we have to verify that they're not debarred and have good standing with L&I. So there's some verification that needs to occur. So that's why we call it the apparent
Got it.
lowest bidder. Yeah.
Is this who we used last year? Just curious.
Good question. I believe we used Stripe Right last year. This company acquired Stripe Right.
Oh, okay.
And I could verify that,
All
but I
right.
believe
No,
that was.
I think that's correct, yeah.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Quick meeting, Mayor's report. Community Council meeting, May 8th at Pybus. Thank you, Pybus, for letting us, that was a very successful one we had at the Wenatchee Valley College. Every city council person was thankful we had it, so that's kind of nice. We're going to do a couple this year, but remember May 8th at Pybus. April 17th, Confluence Parkway Phase 1 groundbreaking is at 1:30. And April 22nd at 1:30, we do have just so you know, there is a date change on that. It's at the Gateway Park in East Wenatchee, the corner of Valley Mall Parkway and 9th Street. So that'd be for the bike pedestrian access bridge groundbreaking ceremony, so hopefully we can see you there. If it's possible, it'd be kind of nice if you guys could text me or email me and say, hey, I'm gonna make it, Mayor. That'd be kind of nice, so I can make sure I recognize you. Sometimes I
gonna make it, Mayor.
forget. Well, thanks. I'll write that down right now. City Administrator, we had a couple other things there.
Thank you, Mayor. On April 25th, we've got our first ever Wenatchee Valley 101 series. It's an event where residents can come learn about the community. The first topic is outdoors, but we'll plan to do more topics, whether it's services or events or community organizations. So if you know anyone who's either new to the valley or new to outdoor recreation or just wants to learn more about us as a whole, we're doing that in partnership with Our Valley, Our Future. Again, April 25th at 4 p.m. And then locally, we received notification from the Washington State Volunteer Service Award, or Service Organization, that the Chelan Douglas Volunteer Attorney Services has been awarded for outstanding contributions through volunteerism. If you don't know what they do, they're a local nonprofit that provides pro bono services for individuals that can't afford those, helping families stay in their home, protect wages, and navigate systems. So they received a Washington State Award for their work, and that's it.
Thank you. What's going on in City Council?
Went to the YMCA groundbreaking today. Mayor was there, Laura was there. It was a really great celebration. It was really heartwarming. I thought it was really great to see the kids and the families and just all the community support that's gone into making this project come to life. Some really great history was shared, and it's really exciting, and I can't wait to see all of that kind of come together. So it was really a great celebration, good moment for Wenatchee, East Wenatchee.
Anybody else?
Not much, Mayor, but I did want to share something. So the Community Action Council is still looking for people to rappel over the edge from the residents in on April 19th. And an updated, so they changed the $1,000 sponsor threshold down to 100. So if you know anyone, they're looking for some daredevils, so spread the word, please.
Did you sign up?
I'll
give you $100.
I will.
Are you going to sign up?
If I can. If I'm available, I will do it. And I think I recruited this young man to do it. So, but yeah, that's
Laura
it.
said she'd join me.
Yeah, okay. Everyone in this room.
Double parachute type thing.
If you guys do sign up, will you send me the link? It's not, I always say this every time I buy coffee or anything. It's not city money, it'd be my personal money. So if you guys sign up, let me, send it to me, please.
Thank you, Mayor.
Oh, my turn.
Your turn.
So the only meeting I've had so far this month is the WDA. They're kind of firing on all cylinders. They have a lot going on. They're having a mural contrast fundraiser coming up. The dates will be set. They're going to be doing a beer garden as a fundraiser. They want to raise roughly $10,000 to do some murals around town. Pretty exciting, as well as mainly they're focusing on Orondo Street, connecting the riverfront to the downtown. Also, they're doing something with their internal funding is some facade grants, so small $500 grants to do some facade improvements for either local businesses or building owners. Kind of might get a little sticky wicket if they do a facade improvement without the building owner's approval, but we're working on that, making sure we're not stepping on toes. So they're doing some really good stuff. And the flowers should be coming in the next week or so.
It's exciting.
I think they started off with 10 and there's over 100 now, so.
And they have an event this weekend, right? Is it the Taste of Downtown or something like that? This weekend?
Taste of Downtown.
Taste of Downtown? Previously Wine Walk? Rebranded?
Rebrand. I think
Slash
that's-
Girls Night Out,
Got
slash,
it.
yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
all things. It's a fun one.
I attended the forum, or the Wenatchee World-sponsored event at Pybus last night on affordable housing, and, Glenn did a great job. He was on the panel, and there was some, I think, lack of understanding about some of the things that the city has done to encourage building and infill, et cetera, and I was really impressed how Glenn handled it, and, it's a good job.
Thank you for being there. Councilmember Navarro Gomez?
Well, I attended, thank you to our wonderful Linda Harold, who introduced me to the Misawa team. They are on it. I joined at the right time, apparently, because they've got full feet into the heavy work of getting ready for our wonderful visitors. Thank you again, Linda, for that opportunity. Attended the Historic Preservation Board meeting, learned a lot about the application process and the hard work that it takes to preserve those homes intact and really in their original state. Thank you to our team here at the city level. And then I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I got to meet with our new IT director, who is a very intelligent and humble woman. I'm happy to see another great person and asset to this city team. You guys honestly have done a really good job with the amazing employees that are hired here. So that's it for me.
Councilmember Harold, thanks again for calling in. Do you have anything to report?
Yes, I do. I did attend my last meeting as a board member for Misawa, but I am continuing on to plan and host the welcome dinner on Wednesday before the start of Apple Blossom. It's the day that they arrive. And we've got it all planned. Every one of you are invited. I hope you'll come and join us. And it's the basic chicken and fried chicken and Caesar salad rolls and cheesy potatoes. And we'll have beverages and we'll have cookies for dessert. So you will get fed, so come and join us. Next Friday, we haven't had one for a long time. I've been serving on the DEIB Council for the Association of Washington Cities, and we haven't, they just haven't had one for a long time. And I'm not sure what the status is. We've had some problems getting some council members to show up for this, so we'll see where we're going. And then on May 16th, I believe it's the 15th or the 16th, we have our first Legislative Priorities Committee meeting. And I'll be participating in that via Zoom. And we'll be setting up our legislative agenda for 2026.
Thank you, Councilmember Harold.
You got it.
If there's nothing else, we can get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
A motion by Councilmember Atkinson, second by Councilmember Hornby to adjourn the meeting. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, everybody.